Hey guys, Meteorologist Chris Tomer here with this afternoon mountain weather update. We'll take a look at all the new afternoon numbers and trends here, my bullet points. We're looking at two more storm systems across the west. Both of them are going to be routed through California. The first one to come through is really almost cut off from the main flow. It's moving so slowly, but that's one of the reasons we're going to generate such big totals in California. The second one will also come in via California, slamming up strong jet winds against the Sierra, the spine of the Sierra, and actually both lows will eventually eject through the southern tier and almost become like Albuquerque lows, almost like the first storm. You might remember that a couple of days ago. So that's the way these are going to shake out. And if I look beyond this period towards like the 4th, 5th, 6th of March, there's another storm system potentially behind all this that may cruise in from the Pacific Northwest and hit the Intermountain West. And by the way, pieces of these storms all move into the Northeast. And so I've still got decent totals in my forecast for the Northeast as well. So we'll look at all these details. I first want to take you to the visible satellite this afternoon and just mark some of the key features. So this is the big cutoff low number 1. It's not fully cut off, but it's like a bowling ball that's just kind of very, very slowly running down the coast of California. It's going to take its sweet time as it comes down through here, and then eventually it will eject through the southern tier. Well, there's another big low up here, and that one's going to come in directly behind it and almost do the same type of thing. There's a really powerful jet stream at play here, and there's even some southern branch involvement. Let me just mark it. So you've got some southern branch winds coming in here contributing along with a buckling northern branch producing just a lot of wind across the west right now. So all of this flow is conducive to big totals initially in California and then to the rest of the west as these break loose. I wrote about it this morning on my blog, christomer.com. Take a look. Two more storm systems and Big Sierra snow. Yesterday was incredibly windy in Colorado as expected. 104 mile an hour wind. In fact, the winds were like 90 to 104 all day yesterday in the San Juans. It was just off the hook, blowing very strong. 102 mile an hour, 102 mile per hour gust over Wolf Creek Pass. That's strong down there over Wolf Creek. They had to shut the resort down yesterday. It was just a loss. The whole day was a loss. It was so windy. All because of the collusion and the confluence of both jet streams. So there's your setup. So this is the jet from this morning's data. Let me show you what it looks like this afternoon. It's very similar. The tilt of the trough or the low coming through is just a little bit deeper. But with this type of jet pattern, it's going to produce big snow in California, and then that slides as a southern low into the interior parts of the west. So all of that is big as far as the long-term forecast goes. Let me take you back to the blog, and we'll look at, also did some specialty stuff here. There's the Ruby Mountains forecast by hour, not by hour, but by day. You can see all the way out into early March. You can see the forecast there. And then the Mammoth Mountain forecast, very similar to Tahoe. Just a lot of snow with these two storm systems coming through. Telluride, Colorado, there's a forecast all the way out. There's like a little bit of snow almost every single day through the 4th. So take a look at that. I didn't have my forecast radar and satellite, but I have it loaded in now. So here it is. Exclusive really to just this video update. All right, here we are, 2:24 Friday morning. That low in California is still sending out waves of moisture, and then it finally ejects on the 26th and then races down through the southern tier. A little splash of moisture behind it. Here comes the next low. It's a big one hitting the west coast in California, sending moisture into the interior. There's late on 228. So two main storm systems through the period. That's what we're looking at. And then, like I said, potentially a third one waiting out in the Pacific for early March. All right, went into forecast totals. There are my numbers from this morning. Let me show you what I'm thinking this afternoon as far as updated numbers. We'll do it in phases. So here is the rest of today through the 25th. You can see potentially another couple of feet or more in California. Look at Mammoth, my goodness. Hearing from a good friend of mine, Chris Dunn, that snow around LA, the snow level was down to 285 feet above sea level. Apparently, and he knows this area very well. He'd never seen the snow level that low around LA and the California mountains surrounding LA. Incredible, 285 feet above sea level. So that low, that cutoff, semi-cutoff low, definitely is a cold core. You can see what else is remaining across the west. Pretty light stuff. Let's go to number 2 here, phase 2, 226 to 34. It's an incredible period in California, another 30 to 60 inches. And like I said yesterday and the day before, that's going to put these grand totals of to around 50 to 100 inches by the time we're all said and done with this. Colorado's got another 8 to 16, and in some cases more across the western slope. Another couple of feet, my goodness, in the Wasatch. How does that rank to what I was saying this morning? I'm looking at my forecast from this morning. It's down a little bit from what I was saying this morning, but that is still impressive. Interesting. Okay, another couple of feet for Bryan Head and Snow Bowl, and pretty good numbers for Washington State and Oregon as well. Look at Revelstoke 18. All right, a couple of specialty maps here. All right, central to northern mountains of Colorado through the 4th. Looks like most places get about a foot, with more up around Steamboat and Buffalo Pass. And like I was saying, western slope would get more out around Aspen, Snowmass, down into the San Juans, looking at probably a foot to 2 feet in many of those areas. In fact, I'll take you there. Here is Southern Mountain Zone for Colorado, 1 to 2 feet, obviously more over Wolf Creek, 3 feet. Impressive numbers here. This has just been quite a storm cycle with enough cold air and enough wind to really fill all the squares with this thing as far as snow production. All right, let's go up to the northeast. Still looking at hefty numbers of 1 to 2 feet here through the 4th, and so you've got some additional snow coming, a little bit left over tonight, early tomorrow morning. Another storm system comes through the middle of the period, and then potentially another storm system like 3, 4, somewhere in there. It's late in the period, so the pattern continues to be active, not only for the west, but also in the northeast. All right, guys, hope you're enjoying all this new snow. Really appreciate you tuning in here. Take care.